In this video, we are going to be focusing on nitrogen cycle. When we say nitrogen cycle, this is simply a crucial biochemical cycle that describes the movement of nitrogen through various reservoirs in the environment. Nitrogen cycle is an essential element of all living organisms, as it is a component of protein, DNA, and other organic molecules. Let's assume this is an atmosphere, and you know that we've normally found our nitrogen, which is N2, on the atmosphere. So nitrogen is a gas, and the nitrogen makes about 78% of Earth's atmosphere, but most organisms cannot use the atmospheric nitrogen directly, meaning that we can't consume or we can't inhale nitrogen the way we inhale oxygen. Alright. In this case, let's assume here we have the boundaries. This line, let's call it a boundary between the atmosphere and the Earth. And the nitrogen here, it falls down from the atmosphere to the Earth through precipitation, which it can be through rainfall or snow. When it does that, what happens next? Let's assume nitrogen falls down here. The first thing it does, straightforward, it tries to find its way to meet bacteria. But before we talk about the bacteria, let's assume here we have tree, planted tree, and here we have another tree. And these are the roots of the tree. This is the nitrogen that falls down from the atmosphere. And on this tree, on the root here, we have some bacteria. What it does after falling down, it finds its way to meet those bacteria. Let's assume this is our nitrogen. It travels from the soil and it meets with those bacteria. What happened at this point? This helps the nitrogen to combine together with what? Hydrogen. And nitrogen will combine together with hydrogen. And this will simply produce ammonium, which is NH4 ions. At this point, let's take a quick revision. Nitrogen falls down from the atmosphere. It finds its way direct to meet bacteria, and these bacteria are called nitrogen-fixing bacteria. This is nitrogen-fixing bacteria. What happened at this point? When the nitrogen and hydrogen combine together, they form what? Ammonium. And the process of this is called nitrogen fixation. The process that took place here, let's call it nitrogen fixation. What happened next? Because this is our final product at this point. The ammonium travels and meets other with additional bacteria. This is ammonium. When it travels, it meets other additional bacteria. What happened here? The other additional bacteria also helps it to combine together with oxygen. The first part is hydrogen, the second part is oxygen. Therefore, there is positive here. Our ammonium ions now is combined together with oxygen. When ammonium ions is combined with oxygen, the process is called nitrification, and it is done by It's done by nitrifying bacteria. Let's call this bacteria to be nitrifying bacteria. but the process is called, let's call it the process here. The process is called nitrification. When ammonium ion combining with oxygen, this is going to form nitrite, which is NO2 minus. This is what is formed. But we should be able to differentiate between NO2 minus and NO3 minus. The NO2 minus, this is nitrite with ITE, and this is nitrate with ATE. So let's take a quick revision from here. Ammonium was combining with oxygen and it gives us nitrite. And the same nitrite, it also travels and meets some other additional bacteria. When the nitrate meets these additional bacteria, let's see how it works. Let's say this is nitrite and it meets some other additional bacteria. What happened? It simply formed, it also formed nitrate from nitrite. This is going to be NO3 minus. What happened from here? At this point, the plant can absorb nitrate because the nitrogen itself is toxic. Ammonium is also toxic. Plants and other living organisms can't use it. But at this point, when it becomes nitrate, the plant can absorb it. Let's take an example. This is the plant, and this the nitrate is ready for consumption or absorption. Let's say this is how it goes to the plant. Let's take an example, the nitrogen which converted through those chemical processes until it reached nitrite. Let's take an example is 100%. Notice that not all the 100% is going into the tree. Let's take an example. Let's say 70% of it will go and the remaining 30% will go somewhere. 30%. Where does this 30% go in? I'm just giving a random approximation, but it can be more or less. Let's bring back our boundary. Here we have another enzymes which we call it denitrifying bacteria or denitrification bacteria. What these enzymes does is they simply release nitrogen to the atmosphere. That is the remaining 30% of nitrogen, they release it to the atmosphere. Since we said the blue here is our atmosphere, and this is going to release to the what? Atmosphere is going to release the nitrogen, which here is NO3 minus. So this is it for this problem. On our next video, we are going to be looking at the phosphorus cycle, but in the case of nitrogen, I think this is it for this problem, and thank you for watching. In this video,